Hello and welcome to Ukulele on Fire, the YouTube channel for clawhammer ukulele. Today there is no clawhammer. This is the first video of my series Ukulele Basics, which is meant for absolute beginners on the uke, people who are new to that beautiful little instrument. If you click up here, you can see the playlist of all the other episodes from Ukulele Basics, and they might be useful if you want to learn how to play the uke. Okay, today I show you the most basic move, the most basic motion, or the most basic thing you have to know if you want to play the ukulele. It's how to strum chords. Okay, so I show you how to use your strumming hand. Most people use the right hand for strumming the chords. Most of the people who are left-handed use the left hand for that, but some of them also use the right hand. So just see what works best for you. I won't say right hand or left hand. I will say strumming hand and fretting hand. Okay, so you have to figure out for yourself which one is which one. All right, let's get started. So if you want to strum a chord, or we need a chord, let's take the easiest one. Let's take C major. It's pressing the third fret. You know, these are the frets, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and these are the strings, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you press the third fret on the first string like that. This is C major. If you want to know how to read the chord charts, like the one you can just see here, click up here. In this episode of Ukulele Basics, I explain the system behind reading these chord charts. All right, let's come back to the C major chord. Most people use the ring finger for that. Me personally, I prefer the pinky. I'm going to talk about this question later on in one of the upcoming episodes, because it's really interesting to think about which one to use. But let's forget about that for the moment. Let's start with strumming the chord. Possibility number one is use your thumb. All right, so you place your hand here. This is the sweet spot where the neck meets the body of the ukulele. You place it here. Okay, if you want, you can just place the other fingers here on the side of the ukulele, and this shows you how or where to hit the strings, exactly here. All right, and now we have C major, and we strum the strings. This is the easiest strumming pattern that you can imagine. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Please make sure that you hit all of the strings. So don't forget this one. If you stop the movement too early, it sounds like that. But you must make sure that this string is included. If you want to get a feeling for that, you can try to let the thumb rest on top of the uke after the strum, like that. You see, after the strum, my thumb is right here on the top of the uke. And if you do that, you really make sure that this string here is ringing out loudly and clearly. All right, so please get a feeling for that. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is the first strumming pattern with the thumb. Now we make it a little bit more complicated. Look at this strumming pattern here. This includes an up movement. Play this strumming pattern slowly. Down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. Let's have a closer look at the up movement. So the thumb is here after the down movement. And now you must bring it up again. You must cross strings 1, 2, 3, 4, so that you're back here to do the next down movement. The thing is, you have to be really relaxed in your hand. If you try to do it like that, it won't work. So what we do is we just bring the wrist up a little bit. The thumb is relaxed, it's hanging down, and then we just bring the thumb up by pushing it or by pulling it with the wrist movement. So maybe you can just imagine you're like a puppet on a string, and the string is here on your wrist and it's pulled up and the thumb is hanging down. Okay, so this is the idea. Maybe you try to do it like that. So the wrist is the part which makes the movement. The forearm rests here on the top of the uke. The hand is hanging down. The wrist moves up like that. You can also add a slight turning movement here, and then you have all the elements you need. So thumb is hanging down, the wrist is pulling it up, and you have a slight turning movement. Okay? And this is what we need. And now we combine it with the down movement. Down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, just like that. Remember, the thumb must be completely relaxed. If it's too stiff, it just won't work. Yeah, you will get problems with the strings. So just let it hang loose, and the wrist is doing all the magic. The forearm rests on top of the uke, and that's it. Okay, we must practice that a little bit. So, if you feel comfortable with the thumb, let's go on to the next one, to the next way of strumming chords. Probably the most common way, it's using the index finger. Okay? The sweet spot is the same. It's here. Just take your hand and let the fingers hang down like that. And then you just clap in fingers 2, 3, and 4, and finger 1 is still hanging down. And this is what we need. Okay? You let it here, it's completely relaxed. You put it here at the sweet spot, and then down. If you watch closely, there are several movements involved. So the first one is, of course, the forearm is going up and down. Movement number 2, it's the slight turning movement in the wrist that we have already been talking about. And the third movement is a slight movement of the index like this. Okay, but not very much, just it's more the idea of doing it than actually performing it. Okay, and these are the 3 movements. Okay, all right, now let's have a look at strumming pattern number 2. I play it for you. This includes an upward movement of the index, and yes, have a close look at it. We go down, and then we just place the finger here, and we also have 3 parts in this movement. The first one is a slight movement like that, okay, but only the idea of it, not really executing it. The next one is like the turning movement in the wrist, and the third one is the forearm that goes up. Okay, this is the up movement. Yes, try to do it. this one, and this one. Okay? Okay, and now let's combine that. Down, up, 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 down, up. You can, if you want, you can place your fingers like that. Me personally, I prefer this one here. I don't know why, actually, but just see what works best for you. Both of that is acceptable and common. Okay, now let's sum up everything that I taught you in this lesson. You can strum the strings, the chords, with the thumb over the index. The thumb down movement is like that. The up movement is like that. The thumb hangs down, turning the wrist, having the forearm, pulling everything up. Yes, just have that puppet on a string idea. The string is here on the wrist and the rest is just hanging down, loosely. All right, so this is what we do. This is the thumb. With the index, go like that. Clap away the fingers 2, 3, and 4, or just do it like that. It's important that the index is hanging down loosely, and then you bring it here, down, up. So you have a movement in the index. You have a turning wrist movement, and you have the forearm. And this is what we go for. Wow, so we have done quite a lot today. And in the next video, which is video number 2 in my series Ukulele Basics, you can go there by clicking this one. In the next video, I show you combinations of thumb and index strumming. You can achieve some interesting sound effects by doing that, all right? I hope you join me next time and you have fun practicing with this video here. See you.